Hello and welcome back. So today is part two of the session on the live event that happened last weekend in Hollywood, Los Angeles, on clearing abundance block. So yesterday we covered the two first point, which was about arrays being connecting to source and divine energy, so that we can have this guidance that comes from elevated divine intelligence. And the second point was about taking back our power and making sure that we would not feel stuck or attached to some other people's energies. So we did the cord cutting meditation. So that was very important because that sets the base to then create whatever you want to do or to have in your life. So the third point, as I mentioned yesterday, was about creating opportunities. So the question was, are opportunities easily created? So that's a very good point, because it's about being open to them. And in order to be open to them, we need to be open to also our inner guidance. So, hi. So if someone is, is there, say hi, because I don't see your name. So it would be good for you to introduce yourself, so that we can even share more. And even if you're watching the replay, sorry, please say hi. It would be nice to know that you've been watching. So the idea is to allow our inner guidance to show us where the opportunities are. And sometimes we do have blocks. And so we did that exercise, which was about finding out at what age, like the 4 questions. So have we limited ourselves to receive or see opportunities? Sorry about that. So then we did the 4 questions. So at what age did I stop limiting my opportunities? And also, so if you can answer that question for yourself, that would be great. If we are all here in this group, it's because, hi Samia, how are you? It's because we want to open more doors to opportunities, probably because we have some blocks still somewhere that we need to get rid of. So doing this exercise is going to allow to remove any blocks that will or is still preventing us from seeing the opportunities or even grabbing them, because we either get scared or we don't see them, or we have so many what Christie calls cross purposes. So it's all about clearing and transmuting all of these blocks. So what's the payoff to closing door to opportunities? Ask yourself that question. So before I move on to the next point, I feel that this point actually was very important, because sometimes a lot of people will say, well, I don't know how to make it happen, or I find it difficult to see opportunities around me. Sometimes it's not because these opportunities are not there, it's because we don't recognize them, or we run away from them. Because if we believe that we create our reality and that we can manifest anything you want, so opportunities are everywhere. It's about us to then removing these blocks that we have put on ourselves, consciously or subconsciously, in order to acknowledge where they are and receive them. So how do we remove these blocks? that prevents us from limiting our opportunities. So that's why we go back to the connecting to the light and to source energy. So being in that state is allowing us again to elevate our vibration, to have a different state of consciousness. And if we can stay at that higher state of consciousness throughout the day, and I hope that you set your reminder to be always doing that exercise. So this ABC exercise, always be connected exercise, so that you're always on an elevated state of consciousness. Then you can tap into higher intelligence, and then you can grab these opportunities, because you have more clarity. Your vision is expanded. So once we're connected to the light, the way that we do this exercise every day, some people, as I said, they also pray, they meditate. It's whatever you can do to feel that you're on a different vibration and then you're connecting to source and divine energy. That is the key, the foundation. And I will repeat it again, because that is going to allow us to then use this light to clear and transmute all the blocks that we have. And then it's about focusing on these blocks so that the light comes, if we visualize it that way, and then explode it, delete it, transmute it across all time, spaces, dimension, and realities. This is that magical sentence that we keep using over and over and over and over again, because it works. And remove all of this dark energy that got stuck. So once we have removed this block that are limiting our opportunities, then we can move to the next step, which is one question she did ask us is what is one way then to, it was about then creating these opportunities. So one question was, what is one way to make $1,000? What opportunities can you create right now to manifest, create, generate $1,000? If you don't know how, another exercise that is very good is to write 100 ways that you can find to generate this $1,000. And brainstorm. It's between you and you. So because you have removed this belief that you don't have any opportunities, that you can't create your opportunities, then your mind is more open to go and look for these opportunities to create this amount of money. So if you can please share, whatever came to you when you thought about that, that would be cool. So when I did that, I thought, well, actually, I could offer some coaching sessions on my Facebook group, like the one that you are in right now. Maybe people can benefit from my support and my knowledge and my expertise and my background. So then it's about what could I offer or share about that? What can I teach? For you, same thing. Ask yourself the same question. Another question she mentioned is, who could you call right now? Who could benefit from your services? Which they will be happy to pay $1,000 for. If you have like a blog that said, no, I don't think it's possible, then you use your clearing statement to remove that thought and that energy that prevents you from believing that it is possible. If you're still feeling stuck, finding that idea, then do the 4 questions. What age did I stop believing that I could create whatever I wanted in my life? Who did it come from? Mom, dad, someone else, myself? How does it make me feel? And where does it show in my body? And then you use the connection to the light to clear that. So we keep using the same thing over and over again, but with intent and purpose to get the results we want. It's about implementing this in a consistent manner for every single block or doubt or challenge that we find when we are on our path to create the life that we want. So right now, when the question was, who can I offer my services to for $1,000, who would be ready to pay for that? If one of you thought, I don't think that's possible, then go back and clear that, because it is possible. And if that belief is still there, then you have to do more clearing. Once that belief is cleared, ask yourself the same question. If you still find it difficult, then do this list of 100 things that could generate this money. It can be selling something on eBay. It can be anything that comes through your mind. Write them down. Don't be even afraid of writing them down, even if it sounds silly or not possible right now. Just write it down first, and then the how will then come with further work on yourself and more questions. So I did that work. It got me excited. Actually, everybody was very it's about creating that feeling of hope that you can do it, because when that feeling is there, then it gives you the energy to then take the corresponding action. Because if you believe that's not going to happen, you don't even get to that level of believing, then you're not even going to think about what step to take next, and then you're not even going to do it. So that was the first question. The second one, this is when she asked us to then, be a little more ambitious and think even bigger by asking us, what can I offer and share that can generate $100,000? So basically, it's about finding our $100,000 idea. So you see the pattern. Before we did that, we did the energetical clearing, and then this is when we can ask the question, because we have the belief that is stronger. Same, who can I call? Who can offer me 100K? So I had my own thinking. I've been working on long-term projects for some time, and I thought, well, implementing that and doing some case studies for this project could actually generate this 100K per assessment, or sorry, per case study, because it's going to be an assessment that I'm going to make for some companies. So everybody in the room was then thinking about what they could do to generate this. So what about you? What are you going to do? Don't be shy. This group is about supporting each other's dream. Nobody is going to judge or think it is crazy, impossible, unrealistic. Just write what you really desire and what you believe could generate. And before thinking straight away of the how, think of what could, and then, we will do the rest of the work together. So that was about creating opportunities. So basically what happened, we did some clearing exercise, and then it was about doing some opening our mind, belief, and energy field to create these opportunities for ourselves. So that was the third point. And then the next step is obviously, which we touched upon, once we have that belief that we can do this because we've cleared our energy, we got some inspiration on what we want to create, then it's about number 4, take massive guided action. So what does it mean? Well, it's about taking action, but not in a way where you feel forced to do it, where you don't feel like it, or you doesn't feel right. So what does it mean when you take guided action? It's because it feels right to you. It's not because you have to do it. It's like, to you, this feels right. And this is where all of this work is about. It's to align our intuition, energy, with then the tangible action that you're going to take. So it's that mixture. So a lot of people have a lot of dreams, and they keep dreaming, which is great, but that's it. They don't take the next step of taking the first step. So the question was, what is preventing you from taking action? Is that fear? Is that lack of knowledge? What is it? I mean, if there is something that you really, really, really want to do, and that you haven't done it yet, there must be a reason. So when she asked us that question, then it was about to do the clearing again. So you see, so throughout the weekend, whatever we were doing, we were first doing the clearing, and then in order to find out what's behind that block, because there is so much opportunities, ideas, energy that when we remove this block. So it was about removing the block of taking action. I mean, that so another point as well that she mentioned was about procrastination. So the way she asked us to do it is to tap into that energy of procrastination and find out what we see, and go through the 4 questions again. Why? When did it start? So why do I procrastinate? Why don't I do what I know I am meant to do? At what age did it first start? So who did it come from? Mom, dad, myself, someone else? How does it make me feel? And where do I feel it in my body? And release it. Do that clearing. So once we release it, so a lot of stuff came up. I had stuff that came up, which I'm happy to share with you. because that's what live is about. It's about my experience as well, not only the content, but as well sharing, so that we can all share with each other and support each other in that journey. So what I found was that I had that really weird belief that somehow you need to suffer before you get what you want. And you need to suffer. So like one of them, it's about the need to suffer to get my mom's approval, for her to feel to get some sort of admiration from my mom. And if it's too easy, it's not right, which is very damaging as a belief, because then that leads to a lot of self-sabotage, a lot of suffering, and a lot of pain. And this is totally what we actually want. So it's about going in these feelings of, instead of saying, bad you, why are you not doing what you should do and take action? The idea is about diving into this energy and finding out what's there, and do these 4 questions. So once we find out what it is, we can release it. And when it's released, it gives space for us to then take the next step in order to manifest the life of our dreams. So yeah, a lot of people did a lot of clearing. It was again, I had a lot of stuff in my solar plexus. I don't know where you kind of store your stuff. I was at that point extremely sleepy. It was hurting everywhere, like my ears, my nose, and my throat, and my solar plexus. It was quite heavy. And then I had a breakthrough. That breakthrough was, I hope the connection is still working. Yeah, I think so. So that breakthrough was that actually getting what I want can be light, very light. It doesn't need to be heavy, my shoulder hurting all the time. It can be light and fun, and very fun. And at the same time, it can be equally extremely successful. And I was like, oh, wow, yeah, I want that. So that was my breakthrough. Many other people had their own breakthroughs. So if you do this and you go through this exercise, yeah, because something that happened for me, I saw that change is not fun. What I'm scared of, change can be too fast. And then I feel it on my shoulders, all of that stuff. And it's painful. So this one I had the breakthrough that it actually can be light. So my shoulder don't need to hurt me. And it can be fun instead of feeling like, oh my God, I have to do this. And at the same time, instead of feeling that frustration of working and getting no results whatsoever, it can be extremely successful with effort that can actually feel like playing. And I love that feeling. So then she moved on to talking about how we see life as, do we see them as problems or do we see them as solutions? That was also something very important. And personally, it felt to me like the world was split 50% problems, 50% solutions, which is not necessarily a good thing. And then she asked us to tap into why we felt life could be 50, well, I mean, whatever percent problems. When I did dive into this, I felt that it was always an emotional struggle to deal with life. So I did that clearing because it's a choice, and I realized that that came from my mom, that she will seek out the problems most of the times instead of feeling excited about the solution, and that creates anxiety. So I cleared that, that life can be 100% solutions. There is that say, I'm not sure if it's only a French thing or actually also an English thing, when people say there is no such thing as problems. It's all about finding a solution. So that was a lot of stuff to clear. So that's why I wanted to do this session separately, so that if you follow it and you do it when when you're watching the video, then you can do the clearing at the same time, because that can be quite heavy. At that point, when I did that clearing about life being 100% solution, I cleared the 50% problem so that it becomes 100% solutions. I had a vision. I had a vision of I will give you the meaning. So I can share with you, but basically I saw some sort of a rock or some stone which was gray, and then with 3 heights, like round. And it was like this, and it was gray, and it was surrounded by a glass cover. And that rock represented me. And there was the light that was coming on it, but like sweeping, like waves. And the cover was protecting the rock from negative energies that could come and damage it. And then the light was progressively changing the color of the stone from gray to gold and light. But it was not happening straight away. It was a process. And in my vision, when I saw it, I tried to force it to make it look completely gold and completely white light, but it didn't happen. It didn't. So it was a very progressive process. So I kept that vision in my mind. I wrote it down, and to me it meant that it's a work in progress process, and it's about being aware that progress is happening progressively, and being grateful of it. So again, how is life for you? Is it 50%? Sorry, is it 100%, 20%? In terms of what is the split in between problems and solutions? So please share, do this clearing like we did, so that you can benefit from this event with us, and Obviously, when you are at the event, it's much more powerful, stronger, but at least you get a feel of what it was like and you can implement it so that you can boost your manifesting results. So that was point 4. And that will be it for this live, which was about creating opportunities and then take massive guided action. I'm going to take a break now. And the next point is going to be about living in the truth and intuition. So I will see you shortly. The video is going to still be today. And I will talk to you after the break. And please leave comments, whether you watch it now or after. Ask questions, share. That's what this community is for. And I will speak to you later. Bye-bye.